we're going to be talking about The Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight Rises. Whoops. I almost said the wrong movie. So here it is. We're going to jump right into the scene.
Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
Now, we started a little late because this is the clip I have. But this guy asks, where's Bane? I want him here now. Bane's already there. Remember that.
What the hell?
Now look at this scene. This guy wants to pretend like he has power over the situation. He's used to being in charge. He's used to people doing what he says. But I want you to notice a few things as we go throughout this scene. He is on an equal level in terms of height with his subordinate right here. He's not shown as dominating over this man. He's not shown as powerful at all throughout this whole scene. Once we get Bane appearing on screen, this guy seems weak throughout the scene.
What the hell is going on?
Even as he walks forward, he's not as tall. He's not taller, rather, than the people around him. Bane is standing far away from the camera, but is shown about the same head level as this guy.
Our plan is proceeding as expected.
Oh, really? Do I look like I'm running Wayne Enterprises right now?
So the plan isn't going like he thought it would. He thought Bane was going to procure him Wayne Enterprises. But it hasn't happened. Here is the only scene we see right before everything starts to come crystal clear. What does that mean? I don't know. I was about to say where he's taller, but he's not. I don't know why I thought that. But let's move on.
You're hit!
Look, he seems like he's gonna engulf Bane here, right? He seems like he's going to impose his will upon Bane. But Bane is taller than him. Bane is standing on a step, but the idea in the scene is Bane still looks imposing over this guy. This guy cannot dominate Bane.
On the stock exchange, it didn't work.
And then, when he gets close, we see an angle looking down on him, suggesting that there is somebody above him looking down at him. The camera isn't looking up at this guy. Instead, it's looking down at him. And he's still essentially on the same head level as the guy behind him, his subordinate, his so-called subordinate. Right? So far, we've only really seen the subordinate in the same shot as this guy.
Work, my friend, and now you have my...
And now we have Bane in the scene, right? Bane is shown as more powerful than him by dominating over him. We see why the camera is looking down at this guy, because Bane is.
Construction crews going around the city at...
He thinks he's in charge, right? He feels in charge.
24 hours a day. How exactly is that supposed to help my company absorb Wayne's?
And then here we see the two of them alone in the shot. We clearly see how imposing Bane is. He's looking down at this guy, and this guy thinks he's in charge. He's used to people listening to him because he's rich and he's powerful. But Bane is not corrupted so easily, right? Bane has a morality that he believes in.
Believer.
Here we see the first time this guy is not in the shot as somebody else, right? As his boss. It's him alone. Suggesting that he's not controlled by his boss. His boss does not hold sway over him. He may never have. This guy's loyalty was purchased, not earned. When we see in the beginning of this film, Bane tell a man that he has to stay in the plane so that there's enough bodies, that man willingly sacrifices himself for the cause. We see that Bane has men working for him whose respect he's earned, not purchased. This guy, just purchased. His loyalty, non-existent.
No, you stay here. I'm in charge.
I'm in charge.
Do you feel in charge?
And with that, this guy knows the dynamics have shifted. It is no longer expedient for me to be associated with this failure, so I will leave. He's a free man. He's going. Meanwhile, this guy now realizes that he is not in charge. He thought he was in charge. He thought he was powerful. He thought that his money could buy him whatever he wanted, including Bane.
I've paid you a small fortune.
This gives you power over me?
And then he says, I've paid you a small fortune, right? He thinks money buys loyalty, that it buys respect. He thinks that that's the way that you gain power. But not over Bane. This gives you power over me? Obviously not. And this guy has finally realized that he is not in charge.
What is this?
Your money.
I think that's about all we need to watch. But you see how the dynamics shift around, right? This guy thinks he's in charge. He thinks that he has power over Bane. He thinks that he is in charge of the situation. He thinks he has his subordinates' respect. He does not. He's mistaken. And Bane shows him that. Now, I actually think this scene has some similarities with another movie breakdown I did involving Snow White. If you haven't seen that one, check it out. I'm not crazy here. There are some similarities. You should watch it and find out what I mean.
Explosion! Fly Fox!